Hey, what's up everybody? What is good? This is Hobo Joe, resting on the back of my couch. I am Paul K, and this is Saturday Mornings Outdoors. Today we are housebound. There's no ice to go ice fishing, and we're trapped between a rock and a hard place. I want to do this review on a high-end CB radio, 10-meter radio, shall I say. It's a Stryker, and it is a SR447. It's strictly AM, and it's got the new FM. I don't know I haven't heard anyone even use it yet, but it's a high-power radio, and I think you're gonna like what you see. Stay tuned if you like CB radio, and check this bad boy out. So this is the high-end Stryker radio. It's a 10-meter radio, and it's incredibly powerful. It seems the trend now is they're building, for the most part, amplifiers into the radios, high power, big audio. And I am an amateur radio operator, and it's a 10-meter radio. So Stryker is it's more a Cadillac of CB radios, and it's quite impressive the power this puts out after a peak and tune and an alignment. And it's a beautiful radio. It's also got these blingy lights that lights everything up. So without further ado, let's get this thing going. And there she is, all unpackaged and ready to go. We get the power supply on, and it's a blinged out radio. This is Stryker's, one of Stryker's specialties. You can pay for these kits that illuminate all these buttons and everything, and they're a little pricey and really complicated to do yourself. You can have a guy do it for you or whatever, and then but this has that built in. Let's give you, you're gonna love this. Wait till you see this. Look at that, right? So it's all lit up, and so if you're a night driver, I operate heavy machinery sometimes. The size of this is just great. I'll give you my, I mean, this is, my hand is 8 inches across. It's about 6 inches. I'm not sure the exact spec, but that's about 6 inches by 8. And it fits in tight places. A lot of the newer trucks don't have a lot of room, and these fit right in smaller areas. And these are powerhouses. And Stryker is one of the top of the line CBs you can buy. And they're well made. They usually have a hot receiver, very good reception on them. And these, like I say, these newer ones that they're putting out, it seems to be the trend now, is they got little amplifiers built into them. And so if you peak and tune them, if you do it yourself, and that, by the way, a lot of it's done, there's a port in the back for a computer and a cable, and you can do it yourself that way. There's not a lot of pots in these newer ones, and you can peak and tune them, but you better know what you're doing before you start fiddling around in there on the computer, because it's just, you can find all the information online. When these are opened up, you can get around 26 megs to about close to 40 megs, so it's quite a good coverage. So let's get on with the feature. All right, let's start with the meters. Now, it's a real meter. I hate those. I have a few CBs with the LED meters. I can't stand those. These are extremely accurate, and they cost a little bit more by the company to put them in, but they should give you an accurate reading when everything's aligned on the radio, and it's great to give an honest signal report. And it's illuminated fully. It's really cool. I love the way this looks. It's got kind of a retro look with that round meter, but the way it's all blinged out like that, it's just the coolest thing, man. It's just a cool looking radio. And so we take a peek at the back. You got your antenna connection, your external speaker, and your computer port, where you'd run a line right into your computer, and you can make all your adjustments inside if you are so inclined. You don't have to do anything to this radio, or any radio that you buy right out of the box. You'll run it, but that's going to be the reason that you're going to have the lowest wattage, and it's not been peaked and tuned. And this is a little techie, but just you'll understand what I mean if you listen. That when when these CB radios come over from wherever they're being made, whether it's in the USA or China or Japan or wherever these come from, Germany and so forth, they want to be FCC compliant. So they have to, it's 4.5 watts on AM CB is the legal limit in our country. So if these radios that they manufacture by the thousands or whatever come into our ports and they're pushing 5 watts or 8 watts or 10 watts, they won't allow them. So the FCC will shut that operation down. So they generally set these up so they're running much lower than they're capable of doing, just so they can pass the FCC specifications. And that goes for pretty much all radios, you know. And if you find that you have the technical ability, or you find someone else that has the technical ability, can do what's called a peak and tune. They will align the receiver and the transmitter, make sure all that's correct, but more importantly, they'll make this operate once you buy it to the full capacity that it's capable of doing, if you decide you want that. And that's it. That's the bottom line. So when we say peak and tune, that means it's been brought up to the better specifications than what it was when the manufacturers made it. And that's why the manufacturers make them. All CB radios or all radios that are transmitted, they have to comply by the FCC rules, to put it in a nutshell. So they make it, the outputs lower than what's spec, otherwise they won't get in. So anyway, that's my life story. But so massive heat sink. That tells you something. On these newer radios, when you see these heat sinks, I think that's cast. It's cast aluminum. That means power. That's power right there. That's saying it's going to be able to put out some power. Alright, so second up, we're going to have the band switch. And your regular CB band's going to be on D. I think most of these radios that are coming out with 10 meters and so forth, after you open them up, our American USA band is usually on D, and then lower and higher correspondingly. It goes from A to H. And so this is your RF power in the back and monitor, talkback. It's your talkback and your RF power, and that's going to adjust your power from 1 watt up to whatever you can get it to do. Now we get into the tricked out stuff that comes standard with this thing. And this is so cool to me. This is like, you either love it or you don't. You love the bling or you don't. So this has 7 different colors you can go through. So this is color and dimmer. When you put it on color and you turn the channel selector, you see C1. Watch this. So you get different colors, green. See, you got this mode. It just automatically... If that's not pimped out enough for you, how do you like that? That is cool. If you've got a hot car, you know, you got a Hemi Cooter, if you got a Hemi Cooter or something, or, you know, some really hot rod, and you like CB radio, I mean, this is cool. So anyway, the modes, you can go singly, one at a time, green, red, kind of a brighter green, and so forth. You cycle through the colors. It's got 7 of them. I love that. That is too cool. It's just beautiful. It's almost a work of art, I think. That's really what sold me on that. And then, so if you go to the lower, so you want this color, and you can adjust the brightness. It gets really bright if you want it really bright, and that just keeps going. I think it goes up to like 30. But so you adjust the brightness, you know, and so forth. I keep it down a little bit because it's a little. It looks harsh on the camera, but it's not. In your car at nighttime, you adjust it to how you like it. So that's what that switch is. All right, and these are your modes: AM, FM, and PM, PA. This is just an AM radio, so it doesn't have the single sideband upper and lower. So it's got so whatever you want to do. I'm sure this may work great. I use it all. It's the standard on 2 meters communications, but the FCC, it's a brand new band or mode that they gave us for CB, and it's FM. And I've just yet to hear anyone on it. I haven't really given time to actually explore it, but it is what it is, and I'm grateful to have it. Thank you guys at the FCC, but it's FM and AM. This is strictly an AM radio, you know, like that. This is your automatic noise blanker. The next switch, automatic noise blanker, excuse me, and off. All right, and of course your channel selector, and many multi-mode adjustments can be made through this. And it's pretty intuitive radio. It's really, you know, I mean, it looks like there's a lot there to mess with, but if you know CB radio, or if you're a new person, it's intuitive. You'll pick it all up, you know, and it comes to you. So this is your echo delay and echo volume, the volume and the delay, and you can adjust that, and you can listen to yourself through the talkback. So you adjust either or, and you talk into it. I believe this has a digital delay, so that's really cool. I love that, as opposed to an analog delay. All right, and next up is your RF gain and mic gain, and I always leave the RF wide open. I mean, if you got someone in your town that's pushing 3,000 watts and he's splattering all over the place on the next channel over, you can turn the RF down, but generally on all radios of all kinds, you leave that. That's the sensitivity of the listening of the radio, and that's your RF gain. And then this is your mic gain. And by the way, it comes with a standard Stryker mic, and I like a static because the noise canceling. I sometimes operate heavy machinery, and the cats, when you're in the cab of the cat, it's really loud in there, and if you're talking on the CB to your home base or whatever, it's good to have a noise canceling mic, and the best mics made out there, and extremely reasonable price, and they'll outlive your generations of the Astatics. So I like the Astatic mics on this, and this is I get good reports with this Stryker, the stock mic that it comes with it, but I like the Astatics. It's a 4-pin. These are 4-pin, and this is your squelch and your volume and standard, and you got the 4-pin mic connector, and that's it. That's around the horn on this, and we'll look at the back. So we got our front side again, and this is peaked and tuned. So this is running at the higher capabilities of what this radio can do, and this is off a bird meter. It's doing it's doing 1 to 10 watts on the carrier, and on FM it's 0 to 40, and on AM it's rated for, I believe on the box it says 55, but I have it peaked out at 27 to 75 watts on the peaks on the AM side. So this is a 75 watts of talk power that you can use, and with cycle 25 coming up on its peak now, it's really cool. You turn on any CB radio, and you're going to hear all over the world, really, on certain nights days when the band's open, and sometimes into the nighttime. And it's just 75 watts will get you the whole world. You know, well, you could probably do it on 40 or 30, depending on how the solar flux is. So this is the time to get into radio, CB radio, or any kind of this type of long-range communications, if you desire to do that on 10 meters. And so that's pretty much the review on this Stryker SR447, all blinged out. And one of my favorite radios. Is starting to be one of my favorite radios for the power and just for the beauty of it. It's just, you can't get sick of looking at the thing, man. It's a beautiful looking radio. They're a little pricey. I think this is around $360 I paid. But in the long run, this is a high quality radio. It should last you many, many decades. And if you operate heavy machinery, or if you're a truck driver, over the road guy, these are small enough to fit in any spot, and even in your sleeper bag. So very nice radio. And that would be it for the Stryker SR447. I hope you like this. I would absolutely like to give a shameless plug. I am not sponsored by anybody. I bought this with my own money, but a gentleman in Oakland Park, Florida. It's Bell CB. That's where he's starting to be my full-on radio guy. I can trust the guy. He's really got all the cutting-edge, high-end radios, as well as other tons of used stuff. And his nickname is Screwdriver. And if you are interested in any kind of CB radios or 10-meter radios, Give this guy a call. He's an extremely honest guy, an extremely fair guy, and he does a absolute superb guy. And it's the name of the company is Bell's CB. Bell's CB. He's in Oakland Park, Florida. And give him a call. He's got his own website. Check it out, and you'll be amazed at what's available out there. Bell's CB in Oakland Park, Florida. And thanks, Screwdriver. Another beauty, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And with that, hope you guys like this review. My name is Paul K. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. This is a hunting and fishing based channel, and I like throwing these eclectic reviews in every now and then, because I'm sure a lot of guys that like hunting and fishing also like the CBs and all that stuff. Hope you guys like it.